So let us start with this thing. Please repeat after me. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam
Om
Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grasitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrutavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshinim. So this is the Prarthana Shloka that we have used for the Gnana Yoga. What does that mean? Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Prarthaya Pratibodhitam. That means God Himself, Narayana, Krishna Bhagavan Himself has told all this thing to Partha. And where this is available? Purana Manina Vyasena Graditham Mahabharatam Madhye. In between Mahabharata, this has been told by Vyasa Maharshi, when he wrote this whole Mahabharata. In between, you have got Bhagavad Gita. So it has been in between. What it contains? Dvaita, Amrita Varshini. So it gives you the whole dimension of Advaita, Siddhanta. And it comes to you like a lecture. And Ashtadashadhyayinim, 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita gives you the whole essence of Advaita. So, therefore, we offer our worship. We pray to this Bhagavad Gita to bring within us all the necessary happiness, bliss, growth, and moving toward this thing. And removes all dvesha within us, all the hatred within us, and makes us friendly, seeing divinity everywhere. That is the beautiful verse with us. Then, in the first verse, Arjuna Uvacha Aho Bata Mahat Papam Kartam Vyavasita Vayam Yadrajya Sukhalo Bhena Antam Swajana Mudyataha. As you know the scenario, Kauravas and Pandavas are there for the Yuddha, and Arjuna sees all his brothers and his own teachers, everybody he sees. Then a big conflict arises in his mind. By killing all these people, I am doing the right? Is it right? His Buddhi says, no, you are doing a great papam. Mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam atra. He thinks that we all have come here to do a great papa, great sin. Why I call it as a sin? Because we have become very selfish. What is that selfishness? Yadrajya sukalo bena. To get the kingdom, to get the comforts related to that, to get all the Aishwarya and related things. We have come here to kill our own people. Swajanam mudyataha hantum. So to kill our own people, because they are all our brothers and then our own teachers. So he gets a doubt. One side is telling that he has got the duty to be performed. Another side Buddhi says, no, killing all these people, they are committing great sin. So a big conflict arises in his mind. No? So, because of that conflict, he has no answer. The whole first chapter talks about these things and says that now I should not do this thing. How can I kill my own teacher like Drona and my role model Bhishmacharya? No, I should not do. And it is going to bring a lot of papa and the sin for us. I should not do that. So what happens? At the end of the first chapter, it says, he just sits down. That conflict confuses him totally. His mind is full of, Brahma, confusion. Therefore, he cannot hold even his Gandiva. Gandiva comes down, and whole body is trembling, and he sits down in the whole chariot. Rathopastha upavishat. Then how Krishna brings him back to his thing. So, in the next verse, Shri Bhagavanuvacha api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamah
सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमः
sarvam jnanaplavenaiva
सर्वं ज्ञानप्लवेनैव
santarishyase.
हृदयं सन्तरिष्यसि.
Okay. See, you have a lot of misunderstanding. So you think that you are doing great papa. So it is not so. But assuming, okay, nowadays having the great papa you are going to accrue. You are not a sinner as you are thinking and arguing. Even assuming that you are right, assuming that you are the biggest sinner of the world, papakrut tamaha, papakrut taraha tamaha, there are three levels. You are a sinner, you are a great sinner, and tama means highest superlative degree. You are the highest sinner of the world, even assuming so, then what is the way out? Sarvam jnanaplavenaiva vrujinam santarishyasi. You will be able to overcome all this by the proper knowledge, proper jnana. So once you have the proper jnana, then you can eradicate all these sins. So you can cross the ocean of the sin by taking on to the raft or the boat of the jnana. That's what he says. So then question comes, what is the jnana? So to get that jnana, you must have certain qualification. So he gives what is the qualification for the student and the teacher. Tadvidhi pranipatenam pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinaha. Three qualities for the student. Pranipata, Pariprashna, and Seva. Pranipata is complete surrender. Doing Sashtanga Namaskar. Not physically, but mentally you must surrender. Mentally you should get opened up yourself. All the knowledge being given by teacher, if you close your mind, nothing happens. Therefore, first you have to open your mind. You hear all the things properly. Try to understand what the teachers are telling. That's very important. That is Pranipata, surrender, openness of mind. Then doesn't mean that once you hear everything, you accept. You should not simply accept everything. Prashna and Pariprashna. You must question, deeper question. You must do. That is the second quality. So in all your classes, you should ask questions and very deep questions. Therefore, I want that all of you should write down the questions and give me. In the next class, I am going to take question and answers. Pariprashna and Seva. Seva is overcoming the tamas, overcoming the lethargy, drowsiness, sleepiness. That's very important. For that, we have the Karma Yoga here that we are doing. So these are the three qualities that is prescribed to get the jnana, the right knowledge. Then who are the people? What are the qualifications of the teacher? Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. That means The person who is teaching should be well versed in all shastras, all theoretical knowledge. He should know Jnaninaha. He should be a professor. He should know. If he is teaching anatomy, he should know all things about the anatomy, the aspect of that. That alone is not necessary. He should have the realization of the truth. He should have the experience. When he is talking, he should be able to have had the experience of that. So I must know what is the asana. He should have done the asana. No? So like this. So both are necessary. Theory and practice, both should be known. Therefore, you are all going to be teachers. Therefore, you must know what you are doing and you must have the experience of doing the theory and practice. You know? Then, okay, what is the right knowledge? What is the gnana that is preached in this thing? That's the next sloka. So that talks to you about the total knowledge of the whole creation. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणः न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. So, what is the knowledge he's telling? Don't think that you are only this physical body. There is something which you call as the soul. And najayate namriyate. It doesn't take birth, it doesn't die. It is permanent. It is now, it is there in future, and it was in the past also. Past, present, future, it exists. No? It is immortal. It is eternal. It is permanent. And it is the oldest of the oldest, beyond space-time causation. So when we die, the body goes, but you don't die. You know, your soul doesn't die. Therefore, the knowledge that's given by Krishna is the body that we have is in a continuous flux of changes. But there is something permanent which is unchanging. And that's called as the self. That is at the base of all this that is changing, you see. So according to the Shastras, according to Bhagavad Gita and all the yoga texts, we all have all these 5 bodies which we go on changing and changing. Pancha koshas. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanandamaya kosha. The physical body called Annamaya kosha. Then we have the pranic body called Pranamaya kosha. Then the mind body, that is the Manomaya kosha. Then we have the intellectual body called the Vijnanamaya kosha. And we have the bliss body. All of us have these 5 bodies. And all these bodies are changing. You know. And that which encompasses all these things is our original state. That is unchanging reality. That's what he says. So, he's further telling. Veda vinashinam nityam yayena majamuvyayam katham sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Therefore, understand Veda. Please understand what? You are permanent, eternal, avinashi. Nobody can destroy you. No? You are eternal. No? Ajam, unborn, avyayam, doesn't undergo exhaustion. This being so, how can anybody kill you? How you can kill anybody? You can kill the body, but you are not killing the person. The person is total. You know. So this gives you the concept of rebirth. You know. So when we die, understand that you are not gone. You know. Your Annamaya Kosha goes. Maybe a little bit after some time the Pranamaya goes, but Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya Kosha still exists. So all your personality traits are very much there in the different koshas. And when you take birth, you have all these things come back to your life. You know. How much of tamasrada sattva you endow when you die, the same thing is stored in our Manomaya, Vijnana, Anandamaya koshas. All your personality traits will come back. Imagine that you have become a great singer, a great musician of great awards, and you have all that knowledge. So when you die, all this knowledge gets stored in your Manomaya Vijnana Anandamaya Koshas as the Sanchita Karma. And when you come, it comes up and shows as your Prarabdha Karma. That means it shows up as a great musician. So you become a musical prodigy. How do you have musical prodigy? How do you have various types of prodigies? It's all because of this. Therefore, a lot of work, scientific work has been done throughout the world. And Dr. Ian Stevenson in the United States was a great psychiatrist and parapsychologist, known for his extensive research on cases of people remembering their past. Some children remember their past lives. So he goes there and then records all these things and then goes and finds out. A child will say, okay, now I was born in India in such and such a place and I was so and so, everything is recorded. He goes there and then gets all the detail. This has been considered the most significant and systematic investigation into the phenomenon of past life memories. This shows that there is a life behind our present life. So he collected data and analyzed thousands of such cases worldwide, not only in India, but in countries where belief is more prevalent. So in different cultures, his research was not limited to one culture alone or one religion alone, not only in India alone, all over the world. He studied cases from countries all over the world, including India, Lanka, Lebanon, United States, to explore universality of the phenomena. Everywhere he showed. Therefore, it's a proof that yes, reincarnation occurs. Okay. So you are born with the tamas, rajas, and sattva is the best. So is sattva the end, or is there something beyond? In this sloka, 8th sloka, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaham Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasthaha Niryogakshema Atmavan. So what is the goal of life? You are all having these 5 bodies and you have to go beyond these 5 bodies. All these 5 bodies which you have talked about is Traigunya Vishayaha. All these things talk about tamas, rajas and sattva, 3 gunas. And you have to go beyond means you have to go beyond the gunas. So that when you go beyond, you become nirdvandvaha, nitya sattvataha, niryoga kshema, atmavan, says. You have to overcome all this cold and heat, success and failures, prayer and shame, happiness and misery. And all this constitute our mundane, materialistic world that we live in. So you have to go beyond that. So you have to move from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. And even you have to go beyond the gunas. So only then you will be able to overcome and then go to the ultimate reality. He's telling that's the goal. But a question comes. Sattva is so great. The sattvic people are the role models in the society. Why we should go beyond gunas is the question that comes. Because persons who are highly dedicated to a nation and spirituality, etc., they have dedicated themselves. They have got pracharaks, they have got Vishnu Parishad full-time workers, they have got ISKCON workers, great bhaktas, a large number of sannyasis and spiritual masters who have dedicated themselves. They don't marry, they don't have any other thing, completely dedicate themselves to the thing. Even they suffer from the non-communicable disease. Age of 50, get diabetes, hypertension, heart problem, epilepsy, migraine. They all start getting. Why they should get? They're so good. They have dedicated their life. They don't have any selfishness. Why they should suffer is a question which was haunting me for many years. And the second reason is conflict. Like Arjuna, he got a conflict between whether duty is better, ethics is better. Should I not show love, compassion, and sacrifice and leave everything, let Kauravas enjoy and let me go away? sacrifice and the love and affection and respect is better than performing the duty. Whether duty is better, ethics is better. One ethics and another ethics, one duty and another duty, duty for the parents, a duty for the nation, and questioning why this ethics, why freedom is curbed in the form of duty, what is the meaning of this life? When all such questions come, then you are bewildered, you are confused. So you're all doing sattvic action, everything is good. Duty also is good, ethics also is good. All these things are good. You have to go beyond the good. Why? Because Krishna says, even the gunas are the bondages. Bondage is the root cause for all our suffering. Attachment to results of action done the sattvic way is the problem. They are very sattvic and you want to see that this country should become role model. They have dedicated their whole life. There was so much of corruption in the country. For years and years, people have been dedicating their life, but no change. Things are going on like these things. And people all were getting so much tensed up, so much stressed up. What is the use? I have dedicated my life. The whole organizations are working for that. Ramkrishna Mission is working. All Pracharaks are working. All ISKCON people are doing. All large number of spiritual organizations are working. But things have become so bad in the country. Corruption increasing. People, lakhs of scams going on. People were so much disturbed, so much of this thing. What can we do? So they all start getting in diabetes or hypertension or heart problem and doing that thing. Why? Attachment to the results. So you overcome the attachment. Attachment is the bondage. You have to overcome. Therefore, you have to go beyond the gunas. And the whole creation is made out of the three gunas. So, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Kosha, all are having the trifold law. They are governed by the Srishti, Sthiti, and Laya. They are born by Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva. So, you have to go to the ultimate reality, means you have to go beyond the bondage. You have to go beyond all the Panchakoshas. That's the solution that Krishna is giving us. So, how to go that? When you go on practicing Jnana Yoga, then you become an accomplished Jnana master. It's called as Sthita Prajna. What are the qualities of a Sthita Prajna? Arjuna asked, okay, if a person reaches that height of going beyond the gunas, how does he act? How does he talk? How does he act? Whether he lives in the country, whether he lives in the house, whether he goes away or he maintains his body. Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha. Samadhistasya keshava. Sthitadi kim prabhasheta kim asita prajeta kim, he asks. Then Krishna answers. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthita prajnastadochyate tada sthita prajnaha iti uchyate. Then he is called as the Sthita Prajna. When Manogatan Sarvan Kaman Yada Prajahati. First condition, that he should be able to overcome all the thoughts in the mind, all desires in the mind. He should be able to stay absolutely in that silence, complete silence. That is first quality. Second is Atmaneva Atmana Tushtaha. He is completely happy unto himself. He doesn't need anything. So, such a person is called Sthita Prajna. It's called a Jivan Mukta. What are the two features? He is the master. He is freedom from all desires, freedom from all thoughts. If he wants, he can think. If he doesn't want, he can be without thinking. For us, what is happening? If you tell our mind, stop, no, it doesn't stop. Whereas the master, he says stop, complete silence. How long? 1 minute, 2 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, any number of days, any number of these things. Ramana Maharshi sat for years together in silence. So that's the capacity he has. And totally in tune with the self. Therefore, he is happy all the time, full of bliss, infinite bliss. So these are the two qualities. Why Krishna is telling Enunciation of the qualities also helps us to understand and go in that direction. What should happen to us? Day by day, we must practice the sadhana. What is the sadhana? In the yoga, you should be able to get to silence. Every day you must practice. Start with 1 minute silence every day. Gradually increase it to 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. By the end of this, your course, 1 month course, you should be able to say 10 minutes. To achieve 10 minutes, it's very good. Silence. Then you go on working on this throughout the life, and they should be able to stay for half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and so on. That is silence. And the second dimension is you understand that silence is bliss. Happiness analysis, you will see. What is happiness? Happiness is not an outside object, it is in inner silence. Inner silence is bliss. And that's the one that you have to do. So, what is to be done? Release from the bondage of all desires. You overcome all thoughts and stay in that silence. That's what Patanjali says. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. All the chitta vrittis, you should completely have this. Then, when you are in the silence, you understand it's bliss, and tune yourself to that bliss all the time in that blissful thing. Atmani eva atmana atushtaha. You don't need an external thing for your happiness. You are happy unto yourself. With that, we come to today's topic, thoughts and emotions. Is there a relation between thinking and emotions? In the modern world, we understood that energy and matter, we thought energy and matter are two different things. Then we understood. So, in this sloka, Krishna Bhagavan gives that connection between thinking and emotions. By giving that, you should be able to overcome all this slavery of these emotions. What is the sloka? Very important. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangaste shupajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha कामात् क्रोधोऽभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहः स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यते. He gives the whole sequence as to how the thoughts get converted into emotions and how become slaves to the emotions and completely you get destroyed. What is that? Vishayan punsaha dhyayataha chet. When you go on thinking about a particular person or a particular event or a particular object, a particular thought. You like gulab jamun, let us say. So you go on think about gulab jamun, gulab jamun, gulab jamun. That one. What is the result of that? Sangaha teshu upadavayate. So you get attached to that particular person, particular event, or a particular object. So attachment to the beginning. Then what is the result? Sangat kamaha sanjayate. Then, yes, I want that, I want that. Kamaha gets, desires start coming out of the attachment. From attachment, desires will come. In the desires, either you like it or you don't like it. That is, raga and dvesha starts coming up because of the kama. And if you get the object that you like, you are very happy and you want more and more of that, more and more of that. But if you don't get the thing that you want, or you get which you don't want, then krodha vijayate. Kamat krodha vijayate. Krodha means anger. You become angry. I wanted this and it's not coming up. You become angry. You didn't want that to happen, but it's happened. You become angry. What is the result of anger? Sammohaha bhavati krodhat. By anger, you get infatuated. That means you start losing your power of discrimination in a sense. Sammoha. You get infatuated with that. And what is the result of sammoha? Sammoha spriti vibramaha. So you lose your memory. All the memory store which you have, you are going to lose. And because it's the memory only that helps you to understand things better. And when the Smriti Brahmsha occurs, when the memory is lost, Buddhinasha, then you lose your power of discrimination. You become an animal. What is the difference between animal and human beings? There are 4 common points. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha, Samanyametat, Pashabir, Naranam. Between human beings and animals, there are 4 things which are common. Ahara, food, we also take food, they also take food. Nidra, they also sleep, we also sleep. Bhaya, they are also afraid, we are also afraid. And Maithuna, they also procreate, produce children, we also produce children. These are 4 common things between animals and human beings. What is the speciality of the human beings? Buddhirhitesham, Ariko Vishesha, Buddhirvihinaha, Pashabhisamanaha. No? Buddhi, the power of discrimination, the power of freedom, which is there in human beings, is the feature. If you lose that power of buddhi, then you are equivalent to animal. Suppose your entire life is only in these 4 actors. Everything you do only for this thing. This is what the animals do. If you also do, we are like animal. So we are called as the animal being. So what we have to do, you must use your freedom, you must use your buddhi, you must use your power of discrimination, whether you want to go this way or this way. When you use that freedom, then you start becoming human beings, it is said. So this has been put forth here so beautifully. What happens? First, repeated thinking. A particular event happens, or a particular object you see, or you encounter a particular person, then you go on thinking about it. Repeated thinking. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha. Vishayan punsaha. The thought gets repeated. What is the result? Sangaha techopajayate. Attachments come to up. Attachment is the beginning of all emotions. And from the attachment comes the karma. Attractions and repulsions come. You get attracted or you get repulsed. You see a person and you like the person. Or you see a person, you don't like the person. So, attractions and repulsions come. You see an object, you either like it or you don't like it. Or you encounter an event, either you like it or you don't like it. This is what is going to happen, called karma. And when you get attached to that, when you get attracted to that, go on doing that, gradually desires become greed. I want that, I want more and more of that, more and more of that. Corruption. 1,000 rupees they were taking, that was a big corruption. Then increased, 10,000 rupees. 10,000 is 1 lakh. And how much we went? Lakhs of crores. You could imagine in the scams when they were doing that thing. This is the greed. Greed will increase. Greed means increased desire, more and more, more and more, more and more. And when you don't get this thing fulfilled, then you get anger. Krodha. What is the result of anger? You get completely infatuated. You get covered. You cannot think this way or that way. And your freedom start getting lost. Then your memory, which is having the discrimination power, do this, don't do this thing, that memory will go away. You become infatuated, like an infuriated bull. Memory loss. Then loss of discrimination occurs. So this is the whole sequence as to how the thinking leads to emotions and emotions lead to loss of discrimination and how we as human beings become animalistic. That's a beautiful verse that Bhagavad Gita has given. So contained in that is the connection between thinking and emotions. Normally we think thinking is different, emotions are different. We say work of the head, work of the heart. So emotions are different, thinking is different, we are thinking. But here Krishna is telling, no, they are connected. What is the connection? When the thinking goes on getting again and again, do it faster and faster and faster, then it becomes a attachment. Attachment is the emotion. So what is that? It is the thought gets powered up. So emotions are power thoughts. And don't think that emotions are totally different, things are totally different. They have an innate connection. For a long time, similarly, we thought that energy and matter are totally different. You know, we understood what are the laws of the energy, what are the laws of the matter. Matter, Newton's laws of motion, the three laws of motion, and everything we understood at that time, we're all following for centuries. But then we understood connection between energy and matter. What we understood, energy can be converted to matter, matter can be converted into energy. How? So, if you have got the matter, which is made out of molecules made of atoms, in each atom we have got protons, neutrons, electrons, all these things are there. Electrons filling around the nucleus. Some more protons and neutrons are there. So, you hit the things and the atom is going to split. And when it gets split, some neutrons or some protons will get converted into energy. You get tremendous amount of energy. It's called as a nuclear reaction, called as the fusion reaction. So we were able to use this to create atomic bomb to destroy the whole world. The Second World War concluded with a hydrogen bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. And what an amount of destruction it did. Small, 10 grams of the hydrogen bomb completely destroyed the whole of Hiroshima. Thousands and lakhs of people. The whole thing was burnt. So we understood that there's so much of energy in the so-called inert matter. And we also calculated, we came to understand how much of energy is in given matter, E equals MC square. So supposing you take this and convert this into energy, this much, this can destroy the whole of the Anekal district itself. Such an immense amount of energy packed into so-called inert matter. How it has happened? You have packed the energy. There's a tremendous amount of energy that's packed into so-called inert matter. So therefore we understood it's possible to convert matter into energy. Then if it be true really, can we convert energy back to matter? Then we developed the equipment called cyclotrons. Now we have got in Bhopal, we have got in Delhi, we have got cyclotrons. What we do there, you take the energy and then go on swirling the energy very fast. Increase the thing speed, faster. Then it converts it into matter. You got fundamental particles coming up. So energy, matter, equivalence were found out. So in this picture, I'm showing you, in the center, you got the light. Light is a form of energy, as you know. It's called the electromagnetic spectrum. So in the center, what you have got different colors. As you know, light consists of the 7 colors, Vib Gayar: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. 7 colors, Sapta Varna. That forms the light. So, violet has the highest frequency. Red has the least frequency. This is our light spectrum. Now, if you increase the frequency means faster. Corresponding, the wavelength will become smaller. Wavelength and frequency are inversely converted. So, when we go on increasing the electromagnetic frequency, the wavelength becomes smaller and smaller. And what happens? Violet becomes ultraviolet. The energy contained in that becomes very fast, much more. Then further decrease. Then it becomes X-rays. X-rays can pierce through your bone. The X-ray things can do that. Further increase the speed, frequency further increase. Then X-rays become gamma rays. Very powerful gamma rays. And further increase the speed, it becomes matter. So when you go on increasing the speed, faster, the wavelengths become smaller and smaller, it gets constricted, and then it gets converted into matter. This is one side of the spectrum, increasing the speed. If you start decreasing the speed, what happens? So from violet, it becomes indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Red has the least frequency. Further reduce the frequency, then wavelength becomes fast, bigger. It becomes infrared. Infrared is the heat energy, as you know. From the light energy, you can convert it into heat energy called the infrared, IR. So when you further reduce the frequency, wavelength becomes bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, slower and slower. They're all called as the radio waves. In the radio waves, you have the short wave, the medium wave, and the long wave. In the radio, when you decrease the speed, it will be, let us say, this much, short waves. So further reduce the speed, much bigger, medium waves. Further reduce the speed, becomes long waves. Slowly and comes up. And further reduce the speed, then it becomes almost like waves, fields. They're called electromagnetic field. We have got the electromagnetic field here, through which we transact. So this is the whole electromagnetic spectrum that we have in the physical world. So what do you see here? What is the connection between energy and matter? What is the connection between this? When you go on increasing the speed, it turns to be the matter. When the wavelength becomes smaller and smaller, there is constriction, then it becomes matter. So matter is condensed energy. You go on decreasing, it becomes very strong energy. That becomes matter. But if you increase, it goes on becoming field. So this is what we have understood in modern science about our physical world. Same thing is there in the entire creation, the mind spectrum, they call. In the mind spectrum, when the mind becomes faster and faster and faster, it becomes emotion, becomes grosser and grosser, and becomes physical. And you have the entire spectrum here. For example, you take the matter, that is this thing. So go on reducing the field. Then slowly the bio aspect starts coming up. Life starts coming in. So from the mineral world, you come towards the plant world. In the plants, you see the life showing up. In the matter, there is no life in that sense. We can say almost 0.1 thing. But once you come to the plant world, you can see the plants coming up, the seeds sprouting up and becoming the trees. Four aspects start coming up in the pranic world. So the trees slowly come up, the plant world. Then when it evolves further, when it further becomes slower and slower, then what happens? It starts getting new dimensions of life. Yeah, the touch me not plants. Kannada we call Muttudra Muni. You go there, plants and touch, what happens? How it gets that thing? You have a higher freedom. When you reduce the speed of the mind, it starts getting more freedom. So in that spectrum, we have got the plants called the Drosera trees. So I went to a botanical exhibition once in England. They have shown these things. How the plants are there, normal plants, then this touch-me-not plants, and then Drosera thing. Drosera thing, they have got big leaves. They're completely blocked. So in the deep forest in Brazil and other places, somewhere, they've got huge trees. There are Drosera trees, about 20 feet high. They've got huge leaves, one leaf like this, about 10 feet, 15 feet, and long ones, about 20 feet, and then width will be 10 feet, So they're very thick. They will all have different things. And therefore, during summer, very hot summer, all the animals will start sitting there nicely. It's showing a lot of shade. They will all come and sit there. But when small cats and jungle cats, when they come and nicely sleeping there, the leaves start coming down. Start coming down and take the cat into their blossom and eat it up. You know? Oh, wonderful thing. Drosera trees, they are called. How it knows that a cat has come, how it has to go there and take food, that the freedom has increased in this thing. So when you reduce the speed of the mind, speed of the thoughts, then you get greater freedom. And life starts manifesting with greater dimension. From there you come to the animal world. In the animal world, you have all these things. You take food, it gets fried, and they can walk. Locomotion has come, production has come, and they start thinking, and everything has come. More and more freedom starts coming up. With the trees did not have, the plant world did not have the movement. Animals has to move here, there, everything has started coming up. Then when you come to the animal, they evolve. When the mind slows down further, they become more and more dimensions. Slowly buddhi starts coming up. More and more freedom starts coming. And you come into the dimension of the monkey, our predecessors, as it said. Monkeys are very intelligent, And I was knowing that interesting happened. That once we were going for a hike, and all of us had gone, we had planned the whole hike. We want to go long distance to reach a particular place, a sort of mountainish and very beautiful thing. About 6 of us went. We carried food, so that we started after breakfast. We knew the whole thing will take about 8 hours to reach there. So we took lunch also, and then we started going. But the journey was a little too tiring because too much of up and downs and others, and there were a lot of thorn. It took more time. So by about 12, 1 o'clock, we were feeling hungry. So we ate up everything, all the food that we had. And still we have almost half the way to go there. And we are going and going there slowly. Almost evening has started coming up, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Again, we had started feeling hungry because walking and walking. Then what to do? Then we found beautiful mango orchard. So we were all very happy. It was all mango season. We'll get nice mangoes for food. So we went there, but all mangoes were ransacked by the monkeys. Plenty of monkeys going around. Not even one mango we could eat. We were all disappointed. What to do? We went a little further. There, we found an orange orchard. Beautiful oranges were there. We were very, very happy. Then we got a doubt. These monkeys, why they have not spoiled this orange? They're also nice fruits. They're all coming up nicely. Then one person was there. We asked, why the monkeys have not ransacked all these mangoes. They have ransacked and completely spoiled. He said, sir, what happened? Now, when the monkeys come, they take the orange, they try to peel. That bitter juice is there. It goes into their eyes. So they throw it out and go away. This is how our orange orchards were all saved for all these years. But recently something happened. One monkey came, it came there like this thing, trying to peel, and then take the orange to the back and started peeling and then eating. So we are in for danger. This is called buddhi. If this doesn't happen, you do this thing. So our predecessors have got this intelligence. Now we are characterized by this buddhi. So we can do this way or we can do this way. That's the buddhi dimension. So in the tamasic thing, we have the rajasic thing and the sattvic thing. When the mind becomes, slower and slower, you move from tamas to rajas to sattva. Mind becomes slower, more and more expanded, slower and slower. Then you start moving sattva. In the tamas, we have the least of this buddhi. Rajas, you have this buddhi. For what? To satisfy our ego, satisfy our, desires and other things. But then you go further, then you start going into the sattva, in which you become less and less selfish, more and more for others, give others and everything. That is sattva time. Then you go further down, still reduce. The mind becomes broader and you have expanded thing through the samadhi and others. You expand from the sattva, go beyond to the dimensions of superhuman heights. And this is the whole spectrum of the mind spectrum I call. So what is happening in the mind? Mind was very, very, very fast matter. When it got reduced, it gets expanded, and slowly the prana starts coming, life starts coming into picture, mind starts emerging, comes into intellect, then you have super intellect and greater power, extrasensory perception and complete control, everything comes. That is this time. This is the whole mind spectrum it talks about. So therefore, the just like energy and matter, the things are there. Emotions are therefore power thoughts. So we have to reduce the thoughts. So therefore, the conclusion of this wonderful shloka is emotions are speeded up thoughts. They are power thoughts. They are powered up thoughts. When you go on increasing the frequency, just like it becomes matter, when you increase the speed of the thoughts, 100 thoughts per minute, 2000 thoughts per minute, 5000 thoughts per minute, it becomes emotion. Gets converted and grossifies itself. And Adi finally becomes the Vyadhi. That happens. This is the conclusion that just like matter and energy are not two separate things. Electromagnetic field, increase the speed, it becomes matter. Decrease the speed, it becomes field. Mind, increase the speed, you become animals. You become matter, grass, tamas. Become faster, rajas to sattva. That comes. Therefore, the whole essence is to slow down the mind. That is yoga. Manaprashamanopaya yoga, as it said. So one side we have to increase the speed of the mind to overcome the tamas. Another side you have to calm down the mind. These are the two dimensions we have to work on that. So what is the basis of these ads that we see everywhere? It's all repetition. What you say, the same thing goes on repeated in our TV. Morning once, and then when you are saying continuously, it goes. It slowly changes your thing. Interesting thing happened. My sister, Dr. Nagaratna, her son, he was very young. He was only about 4 years old. Then he went on watching the TV. Their advertisement for Maggie. And he went on seeing. Every day he was seeing. Then he decided, and mother was taking the son to the market. Then he told, Mom, why not take Maggie, because already his brain is washed, Maggie is very good, very tasty, we should take. Okay, we'll take. So he took Maggie, he was very, very happy, and he said that he is going to prepare, he nicely prepared the Maggie, and to all joy, he started eating, so tasty it should be. I don't like, somehow the taste did not like him, but he left it. But again, I already brainwashed. Maggie is very tasty. I don't. This is what happens to us. Initially don't. Gradually develop the taste. Similarly, for the people who drink, it is so bitter, they don't like. But somehow their friends are there. Come on, should be there. Little by. And they develop a taste of the drink. So this is the whole process as to how you develop the taste, And this is the whole process. Dhyayato vishayan panchaha sangha teshu upajayate. Sangha sanjayate kamaha. The desire comes. Then I click this. I want this thing. Raga, dvesha start coming up. This is the whole process of emotional development that takes place. A small story. There is a very big city. There is a very smart scientist. His name was Marcus. And he developed a wonderful machine. It's called as a cool time machine. He invented that. And he was so happy he developed something breakthrough. Therefore, he wanted to show this to everybody. Naturally, for the scientists, at the conference, there's a big scientific event which was there. So he went there and wanted to demonstrate. But when he turned on his machine, something went wrong, something went crazy. And the electricity which was there also was fluctuating. It could not come. And everybody started mocking at him, looking at What is happening? What is happening? You said that something fantastic, something breakthrough, everything you loaded yourself, and then what's happening? Everybody started criticizing, and this thing. You know, then he became very angry, very upset, and then he could not stand the criticism from outside. Everybody looking at these things, he became very angry, and he ran away from the scene. And when he ran away to a different place, then slowly he started thinking. He got messed up. What has happened? What has happened? Where I went wrong? Everything. He could have corrected there itself if he had not become angry, if he had not got upset. There was a small change that he should have done. That he could not do that because he got engrossed with the upset and the anger. His discrimination power had gone. So he had got messed up. So his desire for attention had messed up with time. He wanted to show that this thing has come. So now, after coming there, then he thought, why did this happen? He started thinking, how to figure out what happened. Oh, this switch, instead of putting here, I had pressed it here. That was a small mistake I have done. But shame, why I did not understand this thing. I have done so many times earlier. I have shown. But why I could not do that? So how I got messed up? When the mind becomes calm, when he traveled through the weird time, he learned that wanting too much recognition could cause big problems. How you lose your discrimination power. So what is to be done? Trying to set things right. He realized the importance of being humble and careful with what you wish for. In the end, fixing the mistake taught Marcus a lesson about being content and appreciating what he had done. So what he understood? Manaprashamana. So what is to be done? Your mind, which is getting looped up into this thing, which causes from the kama, the krodha, krodha bhavati samoha, samoha smriti vibhrama, smriti vibhrama buddhinasha. This entire loop you have to understand and you must cut down. Anger, that should be cut down. So, in the next conference, he understood these things and kept his mind calm, and he showed this in the next conference. And the same mistake he did not do because his mind was very calm, quiet, and patient. And in that conference, it was a big success. Everybody enthralled, and everybody had the highest prize for him. And he got many patents also in his favor. So the whole lesson that we have to learn from this shloka is understanding that thoughts and emotions are not two distinct things. They are the same. There is an innate connection. Just like energy and matter are innately connected. Energy can be converted into matter, matter can be converted back into energy. Similarly, emotions or power thoughts. When you go on increasing the energy of the thoughts, faster, and more energy, it becomes an attachment. From there, the desires and anger, greed, infatuation, and losing discrimination. This the whole process has been unraveled by Krishna Bhagavan. It's a great scientific invention, I call. Therefore, to overcome your emotions, it can be depression, it can be anger, it can be greed, it can be jealousy, all types of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All these emotions are nothing but basically thoughts, power thoughts. And how that happens? Because of repetition. Go on repeating. Therefore, what is to be done? That process of repetition has to be stopped. You have to cut. What is the sadhana that we have to do? What is the practice you have to do to overcome our emotions? Cut at the very root itself. What is the root? Start thinking. Particular event, any particular event, a particular person, or a particular object, in which you go on thinking, Maggie, thinking that he was doing. There itself it should cut. So think of a particular person whom you hate. And because of the hate, all things have happened so badly in our life. So many bad things have happened because you hated that person. You have to overcome that. So what is to be done? Cut at the root. So whenever that thought comes, you stop that thought. You think of a separate thing, a positive thought. That's where the japa comes. Your Ishta Devata, your Hanuman, 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 Ram, Ram, Ram. So use your power of discrimination. At that time, the discrimination is there. When you go there, Samoha, Samoha, Spriti Brahmsha, Buddhi Nasha. There you lose the discrimination. But here in the beginning, you have got the discrimination power. You have the freedom. That freedom you must do to stop. And by the process of discrimination, you cut the very loop of thoughts which are going to come. It's called contemplation. Changing your memory store by doing this thing. Nididhyasana. In Nididhyasana, what you do? When the thoughts are coming, you get attached to that. You cut the loop. And through the attachment comes the desire, the raga or the dvesha, this all starts coming up. Therefore, you should cut the very thoughts right from the beginning. So, stay in that thoughtless state. When you go on practicing this thoughtless state of no thoughts, then your silence comes in the state of bliss. That is the wonderful message that Krishna is giving us to how we can overcome our emotions. And control and mastery over the emotions come by this wonderful process of discrimination, by the process of contemplation. With that, we'll close today's session. And if you have many questions, please put these questions in your chat box, or you write it and give it to me. And next time when we meet, we will have all these questions and answers that we are going to take up through the interaction. We close today's session with the Shanti Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you all very much. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Happy Diwali.
Thank you, Guruji. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Happy Diwali from Nepal.
Thank you, Guruji. Shubha Deepavali.
To all of you. The healthy and happy life.
Deepavali Namaskara, Guruji.
Namaskaram, Guruji. I am from Kathmandu, Nepal. Led by Pasupatinath.
Thank you, Guruji. Wish you happy Diwali.
Namaskar, sir. Wish you
Navani,
very happy
thank
Diwali.
you.
Sir, can we take this recording? Can we take this session, the recording?
Yeah. Based
How
on
we-
this thing, next time you can bring questions, and then I will take up. Today the time is over, and we will take this thing. Good. Put it in the chat box or send an email to me, and we will take up this in the next thing.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Namaste, Guruji. Shubha Deepavali.
Good.
Pranam, Guruji. Pranam, Guwahati.
Pranam, namaste,
Deepavali.
Darji, Dharma, Mamta, Rameshwar.
Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam, pranam.
I am from Kathmandu, Nepal, Guruji.
Thank you. Good.
I also wish you visit Kathmandu, Guruji, if possible, to visit Pasupatinath temple.
Good.
We are eager to welcome you, Guruji, here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
प्रणाम गुरुजी, धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Guruji.